back this afternoon. Some Ghanaians have expressed displeasure about the way government is handling the current economic situation. Results from the just released Global Info Analytics opinion poll reveal about 54% of Ghanaians respondents want the president to resign. Majority of the respondents believe the president has no understanding, or not necessarily, but has not handled the current economic crisis properly. My colleague Isaac Kofi, who's a data analyst with Joy Research Desk, is joining us. So, quickly, Kofi, let's start off from the approach that the researchers adopted in the first place.
Right. So the research actually sampled 1,407 respondents from all 16 regions. And the research that was done achieved a confidence level of 99% with just about a 3.43% of margin of error. Now, if you look at some of the questions that respondents were asked across the 16 regions of Ghana, the first question that they were asked is that, do you think the government is handling the economic crisis well? You know, currently, fuel prices, both diesel and petrol, have all gone up more than 150%. And then also the CD has actually depreciated in real terms more than 50%. So they were asked this question: what are your responses? These were their responses. They said about 79% of them said no. They do not think that the president is really handling the current economic situation well. 20% said yes, they think that the president is actually doing well, whilst 2% of them were indifferent. Now, it's interesting if you do a disaggregation of this figure, in terms of the political affiliation or the party affiliation of these 1,407 respondents that took part in the third survey for the year for Global Info Analytics. So if you look at those who are NPP affiliated, they were asked the same question: that do they think that the president is actually really handling the current economic situation well? You have about 68% of NPP affiliated, respondents saying that the president is not handling the situation well. 30% of them said yes, the president is currently doing well handling the economic crisis. If you look at it on the NDC perspective, about 87% said no, the president isn't doing well. 12% said yes, the president is currently doing well. And those who said they were floating voters, about 81% said no, the president isn't doing well, whilst 18% said yes, the president's actually really managing the economy well. Now, this is so fascinating. This is one question that I really like. It was like, if you were to tell the president or the government one thing that they could do to help you with the crisis, which of the following would you want them to address urgently? And the key word was urgently. Now, about 35% of the respondents responded that, government should stabilize the Ghana cedi against major currencies like the dollar. And then also 27% of them said government should reduce taxes on fuel. Now, Blessed, you know that we have what we call the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy, which is supposed to cushion us in times like these. And we've collected about 798 million Ghana cedis from this levy. And then Ghanaians want government to cushion them per this survey. Now, 34% of them are also saying that government should stabilize prices of goods for them. Now, we know the current situation in Togo, where the Togolese government is spending about $20 million every month to stabilize, prices of goods like, wheat, bread, and other things. And also the government is subsidizing fuel to protect consumers in Togo. Now, there was one here that I want us to look at. Do you support calls for the president to step down? And there's the speech impression. They were asked, do you think that the president's speech actually addressed issues? So, address the issue, according to this, about 68% said no, 27% said yes. And then there's this one that I also want us to look at. Yeah, there's it. If you listen, watch or heard the speeches of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, which of them gave you hope? Now, the respondents, about 2% of them said they had no opinion about this question. 11% said both President Akufo-Addo and former President Mahama's speech gave them hope. 16% said yes, Akufo-Addo's hope gave them, the president's speech actually gave them hope. Whilst, 15% said none of them, the speech from either President Akufo-Addo or Mahama gave them hope. We also have those who said that Mahama's speech gave them hope was about 56%. Blessed. So that's the information we have for you.
So clearly, when they talk about hope, is it translating into political action? Is there any clear indication on
probably
what we get?
Hope, then I will link it to this, because this is the kind of hope the people of Ghana want. That's according to the survey. They want the government to stabilize the Ghana cedi against major currencies. They also want reduced taxes on fuel. Currently, as we speak, the tax component on fuel per liter is around 3 cedis, and Ghanaians want government to reduce taxes.
So is the report establishing clearly why the president is being asked to resign?
The report doesn't really give you any regression analysis or further in-depth analysis as to why people give this comment. But we understand that this is an opinion poll.
Anyway, Isaac Kofi is a data analyst here at the Joy Research Desk.